Long ago, when the earth was still young and the veil between mortals and spirits was thin, a child was born whose name would shake kingdoms, Oluchi. Her birth was unlike any the village of Umuoka had ever seen. On that night, the moon did not rise, and the air grew heavy with silence. Dogs howled without rest, goats refused to eat, and even the crickets hushed. When her first cry pierced the night, the thatched roof shook as though the wind itself had entered the hut. The midwives, trembling, placed her in her mother's arms. She was beautiful, too beautiful for a newborn. Her skin shimmered like morning dew, her lips curved faintly as though she were already smiling, and her eyes glowed with a depth that unsettled even the bravest elder. Each person who gazed into them swore they saw their own reflection. From her earliest days, Oluchi was no ordinary child. She spoke words before her peers could walk. Birds followed her around as though she were their queen. Sometimes she disappeared into the forest and returned with fruits no one had ever seen. When asked where she found them, she would only say, "The wind gave them to me." By the time she became a young woman, Oluchi's beauty was like a weapon. Men traveled from distant villages, bringing gifts of yams, goats, and ivory. Chiefs sent emissaries promising her wealth and kingdoms. Even priests and diviners tried to lure her into their shrines, whispering that the spirits had chosen her. But Oluchi refused them all. Each time, her answer was the same: "The one who will have me is not among you." Her refusal stirred envy. Women mocked her in secret, calling her proud. Mothers warned their sons to stay away from her charm. Fathers muttered that such a woman could only bring ruin. Yet men still chased her, for desire is a stubborn fire, and Oluchi was the flame that consumed without mercy. One day, during the great festival of New Yam, when drums thundered and masquerades danced through the dust, Oluchi appeared in a flowing white gown. The crowd fell silent. She seemed more spirit than human. And then the elders noticed something strange. Behind her trailed not one shadow, but 7. Whispers filled the air. That night, the oldest priest of the land summoned her. His eyes, clouded with age, widened in fear as he gazed at her. "Child of beauty," he said, "you are not ordinary. You carry the mark of the unseen. Beware, for beauty that is not anchored in humility becomes a curse, and secrets unspoken will one day demand blood." Oluchi only smiled, her lips soft as a crescent moon. "I know my destiny," she replied. "And it will not be taken from me. But destiny is a stubborn horse, it carries the rider where it wills." Not long after, a strange traveler entered Umuoka. Tall, cloaked in black, his eyes shimmered like ancient fire. Unlike the others, he did not chase Oluchi. He sat beneath the Iroko tree and listened to the wind. For days, he spoke to no one. Curiosity drew Oluchi to him. "Why do you not seek me like the others?" she asked. The traveler looked at her, his gaze piercing. "Because I already know who you are. You are Oluchi, the one whose name was whispered even before you were born. You are the key, and I am the lock." Their meeting unsettled the villagers. Some swore they saw the earth tremble faintly when they spoke. Others claimed that when they walked together, the shadows of trees bent toward them. For weeks, Oluchi met with the traveler each night. They spoke in low tones, words carried by the wind but never caught by human ears. Children spied on them and swore they saw the traveler vanish into thin air, leaving only the scent of smoke. Then, one morning, he was gone. That same day, the river swelled beyond its banks, swallowing farms and homes. Crops withered, children fell ill, and the sky darkened. The villagers, terrified, ran to Oluchi, demanding answers. Standing before them, her white gown glowing in the storm, Oluchi spoke with a voice not entirely her own. "The one you saw was no man. He was a messenger of the spirits. He came for me, but I am not ready. The flood is not his wrath, it is my warning. If you cast me away, the spirits will not leave you in peace. If you accept me, your land will be protected, but at a price." The elders trembled. "What price?" they asked. Her eyes darkened. "A life must be given for a life. Blood for blood. Beauty for survival." Chaos erupted. Some called her a witch and demanded her death. Others swore she was a goddess and begged for her to be made queen. But before any decision could be made, Oluchi disappeared. For 7 nights, the land was silent. The river raged louder, children cried in hunger, and the forest grew eerily still. Then, on the 8th dawn, Oluchi returned, no longer clothed in white, but in crimson. Her once gentle eyes now burned like fire. She stood before the people and declared, "I have chosen my path. I am no longer yours to claim. I am the daughter of river and flame, bound to destiny. You will offer to me what I demand, and in return, your land will live." From that day forward, Oluchi was no longer just a woman. Some say she entered the river and became its goddess, demanding yearly offerings of the purest maiden. Others whisper she still walks among mortals, unchanged, her beauty eternal, seeking the one soul who can bear both her love and her curse. But all who hear her name agree on one thing: Oluchi was born not just for love, but to remind mankind that beauty is never free, and destiny always collects its debt. So when you hear the name Oluchi, remember this: she was not merely a woman. She was the daughter of river and flame, too beautiful to be mortal, too cursed to be divine. A reminder that every gift carries its shadow, and every destiny, its price.